Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your April 2018 love reading. It's Raina here. So I am going to be doing a spread with my usual Morgan Greer deck and also picking an oracle card from the Wisdom of the Oracle deck by Colette Baron Reid. So I figured that that would be a good capper offer for the reading because in her booklet, she does have interpretations for relationships, so that makes it that much more apropos. And so far in the readings that I've done, it seems like it's been very kind of helpful in highlighting some other earlier points to the reading. So it's been good for me, at least. Okay, that's that. And let's see here. I was just going to cut them in half. Not really in half, but I got this in the reverse. They actually have reversed whatchamacallits, definitions, or whatever you call it. No Place Like Home, 50 reversed. So I'll be doing that. Okay, so let us begin. Let me see if I can adjust this. Okay. So the heart of the matter of this reading is the Four of Cups. This is dissatisfaction. And as I've stated in other readings before yours, these readings are, you know, they are what they are. I try to make them universal, but they usually involve relationship issues. And also relationship issues emphasizing the issues. So in other words, challenges to relationships, not the premise that everything is hunky-dory in the relationship. So just understand that it's coming from that angle. If you have a great relationship, there's no real need to be watching a love reading because it's all good, right? But in this card of dissatisfaction, you may be feeling like a relationship has run its course, that you're not, maybe it's a difficult situation where somebody loves you and you don't love them. And now you realize it. Maybe before you didn't get it. So, you know, and I always use the example of Eat, Love, Pray, where, what's her first name? Elizabeth Gilbert. And she's crying on the floor every night, in the middle of the night, because she knows that she's not in love with her husband and that she has to leave, but she can't bring herself to because, you know, he's such a nice guy. And actually, I think at that point, he was, you know, wanting to start a family. And she was like, oh, no. That was definitely the point where she was like, I got to get out of this situation, because she knew she couldn't bring children into a loveless situation. But it just tore at her because this guy was nice. It was like their relationship was perfect on paper. And everybody thought that it was perfect. But she was just not that into him. And this is kind of what I'm sensing with this situation with you. And likewise, you may be, perhaps you're trying to date. Maybe you're not even in a relationship and people are kind of offering, or maybe it's one particular person, or it's been a series of people, love, and you're kind of whatever. That doesn't mean that there's anything wrong with you. You just may not have met the right person. And even if you're past the age of 30, don't assume that you should have your life partner by then. That's not necessarily the case at all. Even if you see people around you that are around your age that are already starting families and it seems like everything's great, that doesn't mean that they're going to stay with those people, and it doesn't mean that you won't meet your soulmate, you know? But if you find that you are kind of in a, this can be a card of depression or just feeling like, if you know what ennui is, which is just kind of a sense of everything being blah, you know, then that's a different story. But if it's just that you haven't met anybody that really floats your boat, that's not necessarily problematic. But let's look at what is crossing you. The Nine of Wands. I think it sometimes with this card, it can be that you have a wall built up, and it's really out of insecurity maybe. Maybe you've been hurt before, and it's something that when somebody gets betrayed in a relationship, I can totally understand why it would spook them and throw them and make them question their value. And it certainly isn't abnormal to feel that way. But then the bad thing is that your life does go on, and people may be interested in you, and you're still kind of stuck in that place. And that's probably what is happening, is that maybe you're realizing this finally, that you haven't gotten over a situation. And so if I look at the, root cause, sure enough, this is a card of deception, of somebody who maybe cheated on you. Or this is also a card of being used financially, maybe stolen from. I mean, usually it's not going to be that kind of blatant theft, but I mean, where a person was just using you for your money, or, I was going to say for a place to live. That sounds really bad, but that happens too, and it all goes back to you. I mean, all of this, even when there's a feeling of the fact that your relationships have not worked out, it's easy to focus on this person that may have done you wrong, but it's more, I think it's more, what shall we say, productive to really question how have I contributed to my own negative situation, if that's how you would characterize it. The spiritual advice is the Queen of Swords, and this is a card of really gaining control of your emotions in a way that doesn't negate them, that doesn't sweep them under the rug and try to just focus on, quote-unquote logic, but really trying to make sense of your emotions, and in doing so, to figure out how you got to where you are. You may feel like your emotions are controlling you, and you don't quite know how to get out of that situation. It is kind of a strange situation in a lot of ways, because it's like that Four of Cups to me is somebody that's almost emotionless. But really, I think a lot of times when people get into that state of, that catatonic state, it's because there's frozen emotions. That, grief is a frozen, to me, sometimes can be a frozen emotion. And then something just, the dam bursts. If I would have gotten the Tower card, that would have been perfect for this, because the dam bursts and then the person has this cathartic experience. And, I've heard it before that that sense of dissatisfaction in your life. I mean, even as much as depression in some cases, that could be a sign that you're not on the right track and that you are looking for happiness in a place where it doesn't exist, or maybe you're resisting some sort of thing that you need to do, or an emotion that you need to purge. You're resisting it because you're trying so hard to be indifferent, because you think that'll bring you power, because that can be what the Four of Cups is all about too, is indifference. You know, and the problem is that Sagittarians are naturally very enthusiastic in life. The Four of Cups is opposite of what Sagittarius typically is supposed to be. So this would be an experience for you that is not how you normally are, and not how you see yourself and how you want to be either. So coming up in the near future is represented by the Strength card, and this can indicate a Leo person coming into your life, perhaps as a love interest. Timing-wise, in terms of the near future, we don't have, I mean, you know, this is a general reading, so let's not get too much into it, but there is an eclipse in Leo, which is coming in the summer, you know, in August, so that might be timing of when you meet a new person, and it can be also that you are becoming stronger, that you are healing from this situation. Maybe you are becoming more aware of how maybe you're becoming more self-confident. I think, you know, that is the ultimate message. It's more of an internal strength, not, you know, a show of strength on the outside. So maybe you begin to start to feel more worthy and more loving. And that's actually a good thing, because that can allow you to attract a partner who is worthy of you. If you are exuding vibes of like self-confidence and self-love. And the outcome is the King of Pentacles, and this can be a person, if this is connected to that other card. I mean, the Strength card might be dealing with your mindset and tendencies, and this may be the type of person who you attract. This would be somebody who's a businessman. He may be older than you. He may be very well established. He may have money, which is nice. Can't hurt, right? And he may be an earth sign, or just have earth in his temperament. So that would be Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. And usually if it's actually the sun sign, I think Virgo is the most likely suspect for a Sagittarian. But it may not be the sun sign, and this maybe the person's a Leo with Taurus rising or something like that, and they have this great thriving business, or they're the manager of a bank, and they are very solid. You know, I think that's an important aspect of that. Maybe this is somebody that you can really trust and build a life with, and feel like you have a future with this person. So that can be very good for you. And I hope that if that's something that you want, that it comes true for you, Sagittarius. And let me talk about this additional card. No place like home, 50, but it's in the reverse position. I'll show you what the upright. It looks like it's trying to be like the Wizard of Oz a little bit. So let us see. There are times when the familiar and known is not the best choice. Human beings are memory-driven creatures, and we all look for certainty, for what we know, even if the qualities we seek in another person and in external conditions are expressed in unhealthy ways. Avoid being too eager to find home. Choose something unfamiliar and trust that there you will find a new normal that supports your spirit. Remember, if you do what you did, you'll get what you got. Do the opposite of what feels right, even if it's uncomfortable, because what feels right is really what feels familiar, and you will attract and be drawn to the very things that you don't want anymore. This time will not be different unless you do something different. Well, that is certainly the truth. And this also goes for the types of people that you tend to be attracted to. And the Four of Cups, going back to that card, for some people, the Four of Cups is not the end of the world. If your sun was in Taurus, you may be okay not being like really enthusiastic about your partner. If they are like the King of Pentacles and they make a lot of money, that may be enough for you because that's something that is very important to you. But Sagittarians need passion in life, and when they don't have it in their passion, by the way, it doesn't mean something grandiose. It can be just in a simple relationship where there's this sense that you and the other person really see the world in a similar way, and you feed off of one another, and there's an enthusiasm. You like to be together. The Four of Cups is, you're kind of almost dreading to be with this person, even if they're nice to you, even if they're kind to you. But on the other hand, if you're the kind of person who is never attracted to the person who gives you love, then that's a problem. And that might be what that oracle is talking about too, of like, the Four of Cups may be you have an issue with being treated well, with being loved. You can't accept love for some reason. And that's something to look at if you think that that might be true for you. Okay, Sagittarius, well, I hope you enjoyed this. If you'd like a private reading, please click on the link below this video. And I wish you all the best in April. Take care. Bye.